Today is still January 22nd, 2023. Okay. Um, since I was in protective custody, 12/20, should be 12/21/18. I got up that morning. I went to the refrigerator, opened it up to get a juice after I got a shower, and someone stabbed me in the neck. Foggy, hazy, dark, bright light, felt myself cry. Woke up with a dent in my head. And another man's come on the dresser and had marks all over me. Days accusing me of having an affair. Okay. That guy they identified as Alex or Alec and Bob Evans in January 19. You idiot, you left your comb over there. Well, I had almost a naked lady laying next to me. You're like, I only comb my hair. That means he kidnapped me from my kitchen and put me in my bed and he was holding me down. Ari, and that's probably Michelle's brother or cousin with his group of friends. More than likely, they just bashed me in the back of the head, date rape, drug me, and raped the hell out of me, and beat the hell out of me. They made up a stupid scenario. They put a chip in me. We can puppy chip anybody's ass, like they do the little puppies, they track them. But then they started saying all this other crazy stuff. People, and then this one guy said, well, people are creatures of habits. They say they do the pie stuff. The creatures of habit. Well, I've been married to Dave so long. It was like I was almost reading his mind. I could look up at him and know exactly what he was thinking. I could answer his questions because we've been married so long before he'd even get them out. And when somebody's predictable because they're a creature of habit, it's easy to. Okay, so they made up that scenario, and I think they made up that scenario so no one would believe me about it. But it's not my fault. I don't know what they did to me, and I know what they were telling people. And they even told Dr. Ellen Atinas that March 13, 21. Okay. And that I had some kind of chip. I doubt it. Extremely doubt it. I think it was one of their made up scenarios. Again, just to look loony. But they did stab me in the neck, and there was a man's comb on my husband's dresser at the time. And I did have marks on me, and I do have a dent in the back of my head. And I do realize when the officers walked by, their phones had taken it, ringed off my information. My phone's tapped from the case. And that's what they were picking up. Was my cell phone that's tapped. So you got to figure out everything that they're doing, and then the illusion thereof, and then where you misconceive, and it's craziness. See, that's one of the things when the investigator said November 6th, 22 at Trinity Gospel, Karen's okay anymore. We found a protected custody order. I thought, I could have just talked to the national police. And then they said, I'm glad she's not falling for all the craziness they were saying before. And that, was talking about the Vega group and them getting even with me. And I said, I didn't prove I was sick before. And then other people getting even with me. Then the guy saying, the agent that called her back was one actually that told her at that church before. Okay. And it was verified by an officer. So she's like, oh, before she even called him back, oh my Lord, I walk out. Okay. See, like I said, I think they just made up so many crazy scenarios. So if I talk, I'm not the one crazy. I'm not the one saying the shit. They said it to me and then other people around me. And it's delusion. But that Alec or Alex, he actually admitted in Bob Evans in like January 4th to 9th of 19, my phone's tapped. You'll actually have him in there admitting that he was the one holding me down that day in my bed. He kidnapped me that day. And he was and he was holding me down in my bed. What was he doing in my bed? I was at the refrigerator and they stabbed me in the neck. Foggy, hazy. Like I said, more likely they just bashed me in the back of the head with like a rolling pin. And rape me. Or beat one of their fucked up confessions out again. And then made up that crazy scenario. You need to get him. He's dangerous. Breaking in some lady's home and stabbing her in the neck and sexually assaulting her. That's what they did, but they did assault me. It's bad enough I had a dead man. They found that other man's come on the dresser and I didn't know what happened. I was so scared out of my mind. It was ridiculous up there. And him screaming at me out of fear and I had no idea what happened. I'm so dizzy and nauseous from being tore up. I always went back to bed. I left their concentration camp from the agent's family. Retired Judge Pete being involved because it's this kid and this grandkid's doing it. It's not funny in that age and all area. Being the dad over this. And then, well, the dad over them and teaching them to be serial killers like that. Then picking up my case out of the area and him doing all this shit to me and showing it to people. Some lady I went through McDonald's, she looked at me and said, I'd never tell you what they did to you on that day. They shouldn't get away with it either. Do you think it's okay to break in some lady's home and stab her in the neck with an amnesia drug? Hold her down in her bed and she's got a dent in the back of her head and admitting to leaving your home with her and you're holding her down and she's almost naked. What the hell were they doing to me then? More likely they were just raping me and beating mother fucked up confessions out under amnesia drugs, so I just wake up with marks. They're that kind of sick son of a bitches. The agent from out of the area. And they make up that crazy scenario. He needs to go to jail. He's insane, so is his family. Only serial killers do this. My one client, where they run around having little kids saying they seen that rape and torture on me. You know, he's like, I know this one guy just showed a naked picture to a little kid. He said, that's pedo shit. He said, do you really? And I was so upset because they're in there having little kids saying they seen that rape. I couldn't even deal with what he was saying. I think he was trying to tell me, you know, that guy that did that to you and showing his little kids is a pedo. He's a child molester. And it's an agent out in the area doing all this craziness. Because at first my daughter, husband dates, met her in Venice, our family watching her doing this. And then my dad's FBI works the case. I date Dave. And for the house wasn't meant for grandma, it was meant for Auntie Shaw and Papa, and grandma needs to get out. If you didn't hear, John's kid's right on the third step up, Karen. Dave's girlfriend's not Shell, it's Michelle. Young black girl, Faith Family Church. She was watching me on the toilet and bragged she had me raped and tortured. A real bad, horrible torture. July to September 19 in protective custody between 1 and 3:30. See, that agent opened the case for him to steal all that money. And then pull this big scam down here for everybody to fall for. He's sick and disgusting. Somebody needs to stop him. And I'm probably not his only victim. You gotta think he showed those little babies that rape, this child molesting. He's taking them up by himself. Will took me out today. Will made it up to me today, 6 days after. He's into date rape drugs. He's taking little girls out and showing them rapes. That's a child molesting. And did he rape them babies too? And he sold a login, so it's common knowledge. He's a sick predator. Him and his family. He's made them into the demons of hell that they are. And he has stole over $300,000. I'm in the witness protection program, and I've never got a dime. Not a damn dime. Not a damn dime. Left me up there to die. Helped terrorize me and sell the terrorism. So he pay off his fucking drug dealers that were helping out with us. They pull that case, it's a house of horror. Because he's a sick